Welcome back to another spine-chilling episode. Today we delve into a terrifying true story. A real-life account of a mysterious voice that saved someone's life. This is the story of Voices in the Dark, a ghost's warning from beyond. Some warnings come from loved ones, others from strangers. But what if that warning came from a ghost? It was a quiet autumn night in 2004. Sarah, a college student, had just finished studying late into the evening at her friend's apartment. The roads were empty, and the cool air hung heavy with mist. She wasn't expecting any detours on her short walk home. But as Sarah made her way down the narrow, dimly lit street, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The hairs on the back of her neck stood up as she felt an unexplainable presence. Something was watching her. Sarah glanced around, but the street was empty. Just her imagination, she thought. She quickened her pace. As Sarah reached a deserted alley, she suddenly heard it, a whisper in the darkness. At first, it was faint, barely audible over the rustling of the trees. Sarah stopped in her tracks. The voice was clear, as if someone was standing right behind her. She spun around, but there was no one there. The street was silent, lifeless. Confused and unsettled, Sarah shook her head and continued walking, deciding to take the alleyway shortcut despite the warning. She convinced herself that it was nothing, maybe just the wind. But as she entered the alley, the whisper came again. This time, more urgent. Rise in Sarah's chest. Her pulse quickened as she looked around frantically. There was no explanation. No one could be there. And yet, the voice sounded so close. Every instinct told her to run, but something inside her, a strange curiosity, kept her walking. That's when she saw it, a shadow moving at the far end of the alley. For a moment, her heart stopped. It wasn't just a trick of the light. There was someone there, hiding in the darkness, waiting. Sarah's breath caught in her throat. Without thinking, she turned and bolted out of the alley, her feet pounding against the pavement. She didn't stop until she reached the safety of the streetlights. Later that night, the police received reports of an attempted robbery in that very alley. The suspect? A man with a history of violent attacks, waiting for his next victim. Sarah's blood ran cold when she heard the news. Had she not listened to the strange voice, she would have walked straight into danger. But the question remained. Where had the warning come from? And who or what had saved her that night? Some believe that Sarah's warning came from a guardian angel. Others say it was the voice of someone who had met a terrible fate in that alley years before, warning others to avoid the same doom. Whether it was a ghost, an angel, or something else entirely, Sarah is certain that the voice saved her life. So, the next time you hear a whisper in the dark, listen closely. It might just save you. Thanks for tuning in. If this story gave you chills, be sure to like and subscribe for more real-life paranormal tales. And remember, sometimes the voices in the dark have a story to tell.